Hi, I'm Courtney Mims. On this edition of Commuter Connections, MTA Administrator Holly Arnold joins us to share important updates on the agency's code of conduct and what it means for all riders. Game day is always a big deal in Baltimore, and MTA is proud to help fans get to and from M&T Bank Stadium. We'll talk with CLO and Deputy Administrator Joe Davis about what riders can expect this season. As we close out the year, we'll take a moment to reflect on the milestones, improvements, and accomplishments across the agency. And of course, we'll check in with Social Media Manager Chris Moore for this edition of Social Media Minute, featuring an inside look at police tryouts. All that and more coming up on Commuter Connections. The Maryland Transit Administration is committed to delivering safe, reliable, and respectful service to everyone who uses our system. Administrator Holly Arnold is here to discuss the agency's code of conduct and how it helps support a positive transit experience for all. Thank you for joining us today, Holly.
Thank you so much for having me.
So what prompted the development of this new code of conduct?
MTA Transit is incredibly safe. I use it all the time. It is, I enjoy riding it. I enjoy riding it with my kids. But similar to how, the saying, one bad apple spoils the bunch, there are times when there's behavior that is kind of unacceptable on transit. And so what our code of conduct is just making that very clear so that everyone has clear expectations when they get on the bus or the train, what is acceptable behavior, what is prohibited behavior, and then what is kind of bannable behavior, to make sure that, we have that kind of level setting so that people know what to expect.
And who all was involved in creating this new code of conduct?
Our Youth Transit Council was really instrumental in helping us to develop it. We gave them examples of code of conduct across the country, and they provided some really great recommendations. They also weighed in on what graphics we should use to help it make it kind of easier to use and for everyone to understand. And so we really appreciate their support. We also ran it past our unions and got support from the unions. So it really kind of was an all-agency effort to make that happen.
Everyone had a hand in it and make sure the language makes sense. And
yes.
The people that need to hear it.
Yes. That's
great. So what are some examples of behaviors that would be considered bannable or suspendable?
The bannable offenses are really, the worst of the worst, the things that we don't want to see happen anywhere in society and especially on transit. And those include things like assault or sexual assault, brandishing a weapon, those types of things. Again, they don't happen often, but we want to be really serious about them when they do happen and make sure that people understand the consequences of that.
And what are the consequences?
So the consequence is, working with our MTA police force and our internal group, they'll take a look at what happened, and we can issue a temporary or a permanent ban from using our system.
And so how exactly are these rules going to be enforced?
So MTA has a really fantastic police force. They do an excellent job, and their clearance rate every year averages, high 70s, over 80% sometimes. And so, when something happens on the system, they are aware of it. They're able to make sure that, it doesn't happen again. If they see someone who has been suspended riding again, they're able to enforce that.
So should riders expect an influx of police riding the system?
We've always had police riding the system, checking on our buses, riding the metro station, so they're going to keep doing that. We're going to try and have them out, visible as much as we possibly can.
So with all of this, what is the key message you want riders to understand about this code of conduct?
I think the key message is, again, our system is safe. It is enjoyable to ride. We just want to be clear with everyone what those expectations are. Once everyone kind of knows, is on the same playing field, it helps for everyone to behave better in public.
How is MTA getting the word out to the public about these new rules?
We've posted about it on our website. Encourage everyone to check that out, mta.maryland.gov. We also post on all of our social channels so that anyone who follows us can see that, and we've shared with our media partners. Beyond that, we also launched an app, which we shared and are publicizing that as well. It's called CSAY, and it gives the opportunity for riders to very discreetly report things if they see something happening. Sometimes you may not feel safe picking up your phone to call, and so the app is a great discreet way to do that. It exists on transit systems across the country, so if you happen to have downloaded it on your phone already, you can now see MTA does this, and I have that opportunity there too.
Sounds great. So what's the message you truly want riders to understand about this code of conduct?
I think, again, our system is safe. It is fun. It's enjoyable to ride. My kids love riding our system. I think the core message is just we want to be clear with everyone what the expectations are so that everyone knows and that everyone can be on the same page about what to expect.
How many people would you say would qualify to be banned under this policy currently?
So we're pretty early in implementation, so we don't have those numbers yet. But when we look at overall kind of crime that happens on the system, it's a really, really low number. It's less than 0.02% of our trips have something like this happen on them.
Sounds great. Well, thank you for this new information, code of conduct, getting us where we need to go and getting us there safely.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
And with football season well underway, thousands of fans rely on MTA to get to the big game. Up next, how the agency is making travel to and from M&T Bank Stadium easier than ever. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Holly Arnold, Maryland Transit Administrator. Every day, Marylanders rely on MTA to take over 100,000 trips to get to work, to school, and back home safely. And every ride, no matter how long or how short, should feel safe and respectful. That's why we're launching the Code of Conduct, which we're also calling Rules of the Ride. It's a new campaign built around something simple: treating each other with respect while we travel together. We're setting clear expectations for rider behavior based on what you told us you need to feel safe and comfortable on your transit ride. The rules of the ride include courteous behavior, for example, like wearing headphones or keeping your bags off seats. Prohibited behavior includes stealing, damaging property, or engaging in any kind of harassment. An assault can result in a temporary or permanent ban from using MTA services. We're working to make transit the best choice to get there. Thank you for respecting the rules of the ride. They help to make everyone's trip better.
Transit riders, it's up to us to earn the respect of other passengers.
And the best part of earning respect is it's easy to do.
When you follow the Maryland Transit Administration's rules of the ride,
you know to always take your trash with you.
Use headphones to keep your sound to yourself.
Speak softly when you're on the phone.
and be sure to keep your bags and feet off the seat when you're in transit, so others will always have a place to sit.
Of course, knowing what's prohibited is just as important as being courteous.
So no eating, drinking, or smoking on MTA vehicles, please.
And harassing someone or damaging property is never permitted.
You should also know that fighting, assaulting, or threatening someone can get you banned from taking transit.
Thank you for respecting the rules of the ride.
They help to make everyone's trip better. A message from the Youth Transit Council of the Maryland Transit Administration. Find out more at mta.maryland.gov/safety.
As Baltimore gets loud for the Ravens, MTA is making sure your ride to the stadium is smooth and dependable. Joe Davis, COO and Deputy Administrator, is here with a look at enhanced service options for game day. Joe, thank you for joining us once again.
Thanks for having me.
So our Ravens have gotten off to a bit of a rough start, but they're still in a position to make the playoffs. What do you think about the season so far?
I would agree with you. A little bit of a rough start, a lot of hope. We'll get there, and I think folks have confidence in the team, and they'll get through all the struggles that they need to get through, and they'll finish good.
Yes, we're keeping hope alive.
Yep.
Have you made it to any games?
I have not made it to any games. I would have liked to seen a lot of the games, but unfortunately, no, I didn't make any this season.
Okay, well, thankfully there's still some time left
Yes.
to get to a home game. So we've been promoting Ravens home games across our social media, and it seemed to have fans a little bit hyped up. Have you seen any reaction from that?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of feedback from fans coming into the game as the ride on light rail is now part of their game day experience. They like to, they see the same folks and same faces game after game, especially if they're season ticket holders. They see some of their friends on the train going into the game. They also see family and other relatives on the express buses that we have going into the game. So it is really starting to become part of the whole game day experience for folks. Not only just the stuff happening at the stadium, but their journey from one of our lots or from home down to the stadium's really become part of it.
On average, how many riders would you say are using transit for game days?
Those numbers are hard to tell, but right now, with what we have, the information we have, we're looking at between 2,000 and 3,000 folks come in on game day. We have found that mid-afternoon games are a little bit more crowded than the evening games because folks tend to trickle in early and they like to get a meal or an early dinner or see some of the sights before they go into the game.
So for fans who are heading to the game, they may have never tried this before. What would you say is the smartest way to get to M&T Bank Stadium?
So the smartest way is taking an MTA light rail. So MTA light rail, if you park at our larger lots, our larger lot on the north end would be at Hunt Valley Town Center or it would be at Timonium Fairgrounds. Take the train into the stadium. Down on the south end, it would be our Cromwell station. Glen Burnie station has a huge lot, and they can take light rail all the way in from there. Both of those locations also have shuttle service. They have shuttle bus service. So if they don't want to ride the train or the train's too crowded when they show up and maybe have a large crowd on the platform waiting for the train, they can walk a few steps, they can hop on a shuttle bus, takes them to the same place and drops them off right at the stadium.
Okay, and if light rail is not convenient, there's also Metro. Can you walk us through that option?
So Metro runs all day. There are 15-minute headways in between trains. You can jump on the Metro subway and come to Charles Center and walk 4 to 5 blocks, closer to 5 blocks, and it gets you right into M&T Bank Stadium.
Sounds good. Let's talk costs. How much does it cost to take light rail or Metro?
So it's $2 for a one-way ticket. It's $4.60 for an all-day ticket. You do have to pay the fare if you take one of our shuttle buses. They're not free. You still have to pay the fare for those. But when you compare that to parking and the headache of traffic, light rail or Metro or bus are all good solutions.
Okay, speaking of bus, do you know offhand what routes would get you close to M&T Bank Stadium?
So the closest bus stop is going to be at Pratt Street and Howard Street, right on the corner of Convention Center light rail. And that stop is serviced by a whole bunch of bus lines. So we have the brown, we have the yellow, the navy, we have the 54, the 154, the 91, the 94, and the 76. So there's a lot of options that'll bring you right to that core right there. You just walk 1 block up to past Camden Station and the bank. You're right there on Ravenswalk. You can walk right into the stadium.
Very convenient. And so for our out-of-towners who may be coming in on Mark, what would their route be?
Mark can be challenging. So most of the Ravens schedule are Sunday 1 o'clock games. For those Sunday 1 o'clock games, there's a train that leaves Union Station at 10:28, and then there's a train that leaves Penn Station here in Baltimore at 6 o'clock. So you're able to get in for that afternoon game. Even if it runs into overtime a little bit, you still have a little bit of a window to catch that 6 o'clock train. Light rail runs a Penn shuttle, so you'll be able to come out of the stadium, jump on the Penn shuttle, and it'll take you right to the train station, and you can catch that train going back to Union.
Extremely convenient.
Yes.
Okay, one more question. So service windows, we were talking about if the game's at 1 o'clock versus 8 o'clock. What does the service window look like?
So that's a really good question. A lot of times they will flex their afternoon games to evening games so they can make the major markets, Sunday night football, Monday night football. When those games start later in the evening, usually around 8:20, we have to extend light rail service after the game to accommodate folks going to the stadium because 9 times out of 10 it's on a Sunday, and when we run Sunday service, it usually ends at 9:30 p.m. So what we'll do is we'll extend light rail service. We ask our operators to work overtime, and then we'll extend light rail service 1 hour after the game is over. And then we work until the platform's clear, and then make sure everybody gets home safely. Nobody's stranded after the game because it's a late game. The other option to that is the shuttle buses. So the shuttle buses also run after late games. So if you get out to the platform, you got to remember all those people are coming out of the stadium at one time. The trains come through and they kind of chisel away at the numbers of all the people standing on the platform. If they want to walk down a block or two and jump on a shuttle bus, that's even better, and that gets them down to Timonium Fairgrounds or down to the south at Cromwell.
Okay, so options.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, one last thing. Where can people go for more information if they need updates?
So go to website's the best spot, mta.maryland.gov. It has all the information about game day. It tells you when service starts to run. It'll tell you how late it's going to be. And then if we have service issues, if something happens weather related where the game's going to be delayed and we have to extend service, or we run into issues with deliverance service where we have a power outage or other weather related events, we're going to post that up there. We also are in communication with the stadium folks throughout the whole game. So if something happens to transit service while the game's going on, they'll push it out through their media circles and also post on the Gametron boards within the stadium to let folks know, hey, when you come out, this is what you should expect.
All right. So this proves our point that we've been saying on social media. The real winners are those that take transit to M&T Bank Stadium.
That's right.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks. Coming up next, we'll take a look back at an exciting year of transit progress, innovation, and community support. Don't go anywhere.
It's a really good paying job.
The pay's awesome. Like that's why a lot of people stick around. You got people that have been here 30 and 40 years.
The pay is lovely.
I love the pay. The pay affords me my lifestyle. The money's here. You just got to get it. Yes.
Health benefits, vision, dental, great benefits. MTA provides us with great benefits.
Benefits are awesome. The best I ever had at any job before this.
Our health benefits are some of the best.
Lovely benefits. I would never give them up.
Once you get your foot in the door, you can advance to different levels.
They have plenty of opportunities for you to advance, whether it's in the training department, dispatcher, management. So everything is up level. It all depends on how far you want to go within the company.
I vacation. I bought a home within my first 5 years. I now have my dream vehicle.
I was able to raise 3 kids as a single father off of the salary.
Continuing my college education through my job.
Put 2 daughters through college while working here, and bought a house, a couple of cars, bought them cars.
And I met my wife here, so I got married.
The satisfaction that I get from being a light rail operator is the feeling of I'm actually doing something and helping people.
Yes, I love what I do. I come to work every day. Love getting paid every Fridays.
Give it a shot. Come on board. We'll help get you through it.
They got so many ups, I can't even count one down.
Not in the holiday spirit. Maybe MTA's holiday sweater will brighten your mood.
Trains are wider than you think. Don't work too close to the tracks. Instead, stay back, stay away, stay safe.
Hey boss, the truck just stalled on the tracks. I'm gonna need a tow truck.
If stuck on the tracks, don't stay in your vehicle. Instead, get out, get away, and call the number on the blue and white ENS sign.
I need to report that my truck is stuck on the tracks. Do you need the crossing number?
Never work on the tracks. Trains can run on any track at any time in either direction. Always expect a train. See tracks, think train. Visit oli.org for more information.
The end of the year is a time to reflect, and the MTA has plenty to be proud of. From service improvements to major capital projects and community outreach, this year's accomplishments are shaping the future of transit across Maryland.
In 2025, the Maryland Transit Administration launched new initiatives, advanced major projects, and reaffirmed our commitment to delivering exceptional transit across our region. Because every ride on a bus or train is more than a trip, it's a connection, an opportunity, an important moment in someone's day. Alongside our commitment to reliable service, we worked hard to prioritize meaningful improvements to the customer experience, changes that made taking transit easier, safer, and more enjoyable. For example, free ridership has been extended to kids up to 12 years old, and Baltimore City public school students now have expanded access to transit to make it easier to participate in after-school activities, part-time jobs, and community events. The release of the Customer Experience Action Plan is helping to implement a clear set of steps for MTA to improve safety, service reliability, communication, and cleanliness. Likewise, the new MTA Code of Conduct, Rules of the Ride, outlined clear expectations for rider behavior and will ensure that riders can travel in a respectful environment and enhance the overall transit experience. At the Maryland Transit Administration, we're always on the lookout for ways to help our riders be safe and to feel safer too. We introduced the CSay app to make texting or calling about safety concerns easy, immediate, discreet, and effective. MTA also partnered with the City of Baltimore to prevent overdoses through the placement of naloxone at stations throughout the Metro subway system. Our system continues to see reduced crime thanks to the continued efforts of the MTA Police. Their consistent presence, proactive community engagement, and increasing clearance rates creates a safer transit environment. Our focus on advancing safety standards was recognized nationally, with 2 gold awards from the American Public Transportation Association for both our proactive approach to tree safety around our light rail system and for our first responder training program developed for electric vehicle emergencies. Thanks to the 2025 Moore-Miller transportation budget, which provided additional critical revenue, the agency moved quickly to advance the more than $1 billion light rail modernization program. RFPs for the different components of the program were advertised quickly in partnership with industry. Modernizing the light rail system will improve reliability, expand access, and enhance safety for riders. We announced our Be More Bus Plan, which presents a bold vision for enhanced bus service in Central Maryland and will serve as a guide for future improvements. Incremental implementation of some Be More bus recommendations will be considered as part of the agency's annual service planning process, while funding is secured to implement larger components of the plan. While the updated regional transit plan introduced refined strategies and action steps for the most investment-ready transit corridors. The Purple Line continues its steady progress toward the finish line, with approximately 87% of the project completed. The project achieved a significant milestone with the start of dynamic testing and the delivery of the 28th and final light rail vehicle to the operations and maintenance facility. MTA also began construction to expand and modernize the MARC train storage facilities at the Martin Maintenance Yard in Baltimore County, which is a key component to delivering more frequent service that better serve existing, changing, and new travel markets as outlined in the MARC Growth and Transformation Plan. And we showed up for our riders where they are when we participated in the Black History Month, Pride, Veterans, and holiday parades, in addition to numerous festivals and community events. Throughout the year, the agency also provided several opportunities for new riders to try transit with free transit days and supported federal workers with free transit during the government shutdown. At the MTA, we recognize that transit is more than buses and rail vehicles. It's about connecting communities and improving access to jobs, schools, medical care, recreation, and opportunity. We're committed to working with riders, advocates, elected officials, and community leaders to create a brighter future for transit and for our region. And that's why, at the Maryland Transit Administration, we never stop moving forward.
Before we roll our next story, we're bringing in Chris Moore for a few in-studio social media minutes. Chris has been following the latest trends across our digital platforms, and today he's giving us a behind-the-scenes look at MTA police tryouts. Chris, thanks for coming to join us today.
Thanks for having me.
So you've been following a lot of the trends, and from your perspective, how is social media helping MTA get its message out?
I think social media helps MTA get its message out by letting our customers see an inside look at kind of how we do things and how we kind of run from the inside.
Are you seeing any trends that our audience is really grabbing a hold to?
I wouldn't say it's particularly trends. I would just say, from what I've seen, our customers love seeing the behind the scenes. Like, for example, whether it be operator graduations, they just love seeing our team just in action doing positive things.
How do you decide what should be highlighted on our social media platforms?
So great question. Of course, we always want to post the fun stuff, whether it be an operator graduation or a milestone anniversary. But when it comes to service alerts, we also make sure that we post those as soon as possible as well.
Got it. And what kind of feedback or reactions are you seeing on social media, especially from those fun videos?
So from the fun videos, our customers usually really enjoy them. An example would be, for every Ravens home game this year, we did a video kind of promoting not only the game, but also how to get there. And with our content, we like to be informational, but we also like to have a little bit of fun. So if we can do both, I think you've got the perfect marriage for our social media content.
Absolutely. And I was talking to Joe Davis about Ravens earlier, so that's right on point. So we're going to switch gears now to get to what you were presenting to us today, the police tryout. What made you decide to do a behind-the-scenes shoot with the police?
Okay, well, I've been working out lately, so I thought I had what it takes to try out to be an MTA police officer. No. What made us want to go do this was that the MTA police are actively recruiting. We figured what a fun way to kind of have people know what's to expect, because a lot of people would ask us when we post about the tryouts, how many push-ups, what does that actually take to be an MTA police officer? So we figured, why not go behind the scenes and actually see what it takes from their point of view.
Is there anything specific in your tryout that we're about to watch that you think viewers should pay attention to?
Actually, yes. Just the specifics when the officer mentions how many push-ups or what the exact specifics of the workouts are for the tryout. That's a question we get a lot is, how many push-ups? And it's in the video, and I think it's kind of cool how he does it and kind of just seeing like the process of what it takes. So maybe, they have what it takes to be the MTA police officer.
Sounds good. Well, let's take a look at your tryout.
The Maryland Transit Administration offers countless career paths, including the chance to serve as part of the MTA Police. It all begins with a one-day tryout. Today, we'll take you inside that experience to see what it's all about and help you decide if it's the right fit for you.
So the first part of the test we're going to start with is the push-ups. You have to complete a minimum of 18 push-ups in 60 seconds. Minimum of 27 sit-ups in 1 minute. Go. 1. Insert it just to simulate the trigger pulls. Once you receive the firearm, you'll just aim with your right hand. Do 10 trigger pulls.
So I just finished the agility test. At this point in the tryout, it would be time for the written test, the background check, and then the interview.
Next, you're going to be doing a 1.5 mile run. You'll have 16 minutes to do 6 laps around this track. And 14:25.
Wow. And that wraps up our one-day tryout with the MTA Police. It gave us a real look at the hard work and commitment that goes into protecting riders every day. So be sure to check out the next one-day tryout to see if you have what it takes to join the MTA Police.
That brings us to the end of another Commuter Connections. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Life is a journey, and you are starting to realize what choices you have ahead. This path you are on is the road to your future. Today's decisions help you discover your tomorrow. Every decision you make, even the smallest ones, will shape your life and the person you become in ways that you can't predict. Choose wisely. See tracks? Think train. Visit oli.org to learn more.